USA. Yeah.
This is Car Bros Podcast, episode 49.
The Big 4-9.
The Big 4-9.
Getting close.
Welcome to the Big 4-9.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, are we getting close
To what?
a year? Because we took a few weeks off, right?
I think I know we started it before Monterey.
Well, I mean,
last
if we
year.
had if we have an episode, I mean, I think we're past a year, like the anniversary date.
Yeah. Oh, we are.
Probably it's close, probably.
Oh, well, happy.
Yeah,
Maybe anniversary.
I don't know.
Well, look,
One year.
we're
look
actually
up.
coming up on like a year's worth of podcasts
Oh, damn.
Damn.
because that's 52.
Damn.
Well, next time we'll do something special.
Yeah.
Today we're not.
Real special.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for being here. Hope you're enjoying a year's worth of us talking about stupid shit.
Yep.
If you've been here for the whole ride,
Wow.
that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sup to you guys.
So, Carl.
What's up, Carl? If you are a patron, what's up?
Hey,
Thanks for that. If you are considering being a patron,
Sup?
what's up? you can have that free one. And hello to everyone else. Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
I don't even want to ask him what's up.
I don't even care
Say
anymore
hey.
about the upfront stuff. Okay.
that sound you heard right there was
from
Garrett. Was the Garrett enjoying
Yeah,
a tasty treat?
last week, I think it was on the way out. I don't know how it came up. We were talking about this stupid
We were talking about drive-throughs,
drive-throughs.
and then
right.
Garrett somehow mentioned like the top
bikini coffee,
bikini coffee places, and then
Yeah.
I put the title on it, but it's Pink Pantherz.
So apparently
With a Z.
there's
I think there's more than
I'm
just
sure,
might
yeah,
be
yeah,
others.
yeah. The
There's-
local one.
There's
yeah.
a local one in like mostly Central California called Pink Panther, and there's like 4 of them. I
Pink.
guess.
It's
I think
Pink.
there's
It's Pink
5.
Panthers with a Z. I
Yeah.
think.
Pink Panthers.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how they avoided the copyright
Probably.
infringement. Unaffiliated. Anyways,
We just went there.
we went there.
Yeah, we had to see it for ourselves.
It was about what you expected. Well, the part that I didn't expect is there was no one there.
I think I mentioned that in the last one. I was like, I've never seen a car there, and if I like maybe one car a month I see it there, and I drive by it every day because it's right by my
So
work.
it's basically like drive-through coffee, except the girls in like lingerie.
Yeah.
And you feel really weird doing it. And it's the middle of the day.
Well, we rolled up and like it was kind of normal. Like she was wearing like a bandeau top, and it looked normal, and then she turned around and
yeah.
it was fully exposed. Yeah.
Anyways, there's that.
The funniest thing is she was just sitting there. It was like dead.
Yeah, it was dead quiet.
And then, but we asked her like, "Is it pretty busy?" She's like, "Yeah, it's really busy."
Yeah, it's really picking up. Yeah, and I was like, all right. We broke coin.
Yeah. Sorry.
Little spit take.
Yeah. You can choose to edit that out or not.
Definitely not.
I suspect that laziness is going to dictate that you don't. Anyways, I guess that was worth mentioning. I don't know. Turns out the coffee's fucking terrible.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if you like super sweet
Generic.
milkshakes with whipped cream, sure,
And paying a lot for them.
and paying a lot for them, then yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. The other thing is we forgot to mention we were talking about motorcycles and lane splitting last week.
Yeah.
And apparently Garrett had a pent up story that he forgot.
That's not. It's not really a story. It's just observation.
All right.
An observation.
So you know, like motorcycles can be pretty fucking cool,
Yes.
like certain ones.
sure.
But the problem is the rider is a big fucking part of like how it looks.
It's a part of
yeah,
the
yeah,
aesthetic.
Yeah, yeah. Like a motorcycle, like with like sitting in a parking lot, is way different than what it looks like.
well, it's like
with a rider
I'll
on
see
it.
a picture of a bike,
Yeah.
like whatever, like a cafe racer or something like super sweet, like
Yeah.
custom built, whatever. I'm like, damn, that thing's fucking cool looking.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
like imagine my fucking ugly ass sitting on top of that
Right,
thing.
yeah.
It's just like that's a big. It's like
Yeah,
You're very exposed.
you're part of the design.
Yeah, it's like you become like part of
the design. Yeah.
It's not a Corvette with tinted windows.
No.
You are like 60% of the aesthetic. Your body is part. They
Yeah.
present the plate, and you're like the main course.
Yeah.
presented on the bike.
So it's like, and it's like every time you see like a professional photo, it's always like some
Oh, yeah.
super good looking, like
fit.
fashionable, like
Yeah,
like leather jacket and like cool
Yeah.
like goggles and stuff.
Right,
And,
yeah,
like,
right.
It's never just some like big dude.
Yeah.
He's just fucking going to Pink Panther.
He's just going to get his morning coffee.
Yeah, he's just like,
I think the saving grace is you can have a full faced helmet to like actually cover your face.
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of hide yourself, but still, like,
you're out there.
Yeah, your body's
you're
out there.
going to be part of
yeah.
it.
Big dude on a motorcycle is another. It's similar to big dude in CRX.
that's kind of why like people with motorcycles have so much like visual identity a lot of
Right.
times.
Yeah.
Fucking leather jackets
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
whatever. It's like you got to be something.
Yeah, you're not going to be like shorts and flip flops.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that's more my style.
Right.
That's why I don't ride a bike. My personal aesthetic is incompatible.
Yeah. Well, I guess certain Harleys, you know,
Yeah, that could
a big slob can
Right.
work with.
But yeah, like a little sport bike or something, or a cafe racer. Yeah.
Yeah, you like walk into a dealership. They're like, "Oh, let me direct you to."
Let me drive you to a 3-wheel Can-Am.
Oh, hold on.
Our 3-wheeled bikes are in the back.
I see you coming. Oh shit.
The opposite of that is like a really small guy on a motorcycle, a sport bike.
Yeah.
And then like, he comes to a stoplight and it comes time to put his leg down
It's like
and he can like,
full extension.
yeah, he can like
of the
barely
foot.
reach the pavement.
He's like stretching
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like a little jockey on a horse. or
He's kind of
something.
like he's leaning his whole butt.
Yeah.
like over the side.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Well, I was talking about how I like those little like Honda
Yeah.
monkey, whatever.
Oh, like the
The Grom,
50s. Yeah. Those
like the
Those things are
125s.
Sweet.
But then I forget who. I don't think it was you guys. It was someone else, and they're like, "Yeah, those things are fucking sweet, but like for tall guys, like it just doesn't work. Like,
Oh, really?
It's gonna be like uncomfortable and awkward.
I'm sure they
the whole
make
time you ride
handlebar
it.
risers, but
Yeah, then
You're
but
all
still-
bunched up.
Yeah,
on it
yeah.
and stuff. Oh, that's
And it
too
probably
bad.
looks super dumb.
Those things are sweet though.
I mean, yeah, they're
don't know.
fucking sweet.
you can just zoom past people so fast they won't even know.
They won't even see how ugly you are.
Yeah. Okay. Solid.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about. I really thought this one out, but I think what I was thinking of is like when does a car become
Human.
When does a car? What is? Like when does your car become a modified car? Become a project car?
Ooh.
Like like when
Many
like,
men have pondered.
Let me ponder with me a moment. Yeah, this isn't very profound, but I was just thinking like you can like lower your car and put exhaust on it.
Yeah.
Like that's something. And that's like you add a few more mods or something. It's just like when does it become a modified car?
I feel like when you do something to it, which is if you reverse that, it's like a huge fucking pain in the
Oh,
ass
you
to
think
do
so?
it. I think like if you do something to you mod something to your car, and in order to reverse it to take it back to stock is like just way too much fucking trouble, and you're not going to do it.
Really?
Like for me, it was like putting in the roll cage in the STI. Like
then
to
you're-
undo that roll cage and like patch all the holes that I drilled into the fucking
Then it's
floor.
like it is a modified car.
point
it's a
return.
project car then. Yeah.
Well, see the project. So I was kind of thinking it's a project car when you swap the motor.
that's true.
like that. Once you
To something different than
to something
came with.
else, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, or I don't know if that was the right way to pitch this, but it's just like a lot of times once you are into cars enough, like I'm sure a ton of people are just like they like cars, and then the next level, like there's kind of cars and then there's motors.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you can know a shitload about cars, but also you can just know a bunch about the different motors. Like to know about cars as a hobby means you know about like individual motors.
Right.
And part of the curse of that knowledge is then doing like mental,
Calculate.
like mental,
Scheming.
like combo assessments
Right.
and stuff. Where it's like,
This motor in that car.
this
Yeah.
motor, that car. Because like you'll come across like the other day we were talking about RX-8s and it's like, oh fuck, I forgot about RX-8s.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh wait, that's a really stiff, cool chassis.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like a fucking like slot machine. Grrr, you're like, which
Yeah.
motor? could I
Not the
put in
one
there?
that comes with it.
Yeah, first of all, not the one that's in it, because fuck that thing. And then you're just like, you're going down the list. And I feel like other people must do this too, where you're just constantly kind of toying with the idea of these chassis motor combos.
Yeah, I do
and,
that a
like,
lot.
Yeah, and you're like
actually done it.
Yeah, but then you're always thinking like you're like looking for one that excites you enough to maybe do it,
Right?
Or something like, oh man, or like certain motor will be really cool. Like I think the V8 out of the M3, the previous
the
E90
yeah.
chassis, it's like, boy, that thing's just looking for a good,
A good
Yeah.
car.
that's looking for a good car. So I don't know. I was just kind of thinking about that, where like a true project car, when you set out from the start to create something that didn't really exist, it's
Yeah.
usually a result of that like mental slot
Yeah,
machine.
it seems there's a difference between like project car where it's like this is my whatever, and I like tinker with it and like
Right.
I change the shocks and like put some
Right.
wheels on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I consider that just like modding a car.
Yeah, that's kind of like fooling around.
Right.
Versus like I bought this car to like
With the intention.
when it comes out, like nothing is
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
the same.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how my Dart. That's like the only like real
Right.
project car I guess
Yeah.
I've had.
Yeah.
But so much of that was like because I knew the car was going to SEMA.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's like a time limit,
Yeah.
a time frame, and it's like, well,
Yeah. There's an
like
end
this
date.
fucking has to be like it's not like, well, I
Yeah.
got a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. You
like,
can't sit on it for 5 years. or
Yeah, like
something.
well, I've got a weekend. I went and stripped out the interior, and I'll
Yeah.
get back to it in a couple months.
Maybe next year I'll swap the motor. Or
Yeah,
something.
you know, it's just like it's really fucking expensive and stressful. But at the end, you're like, wow, like
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to pull off a project car these days, I think. Well, it's like there's never been more.
Well, if you have a shitload of money and
If you
or
have a
time,
shitload of money,
Yeah.
sure. But I more mean like there's never been more opportunity because there's never been so many good motors and chassis.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, like part of that is like, ooh, that M3 motor's like itching for a good chassis. It's like, dude, you know what's like a sick chassis for that thing is an E90 M3.
yeah, it's like someone thought of it. Yeah,
It's like you think you're gonna make a better platform than just like a supercharged M3 or something.
yeah. I don't think
So-
anyone can make like a better performance car than what a factory can. If you're
Yeah.
just looking for
yeah.
like good driving and fast,
Right,
and
right.
this and that.
I will often think of that stuff. Like the arc of those thoughts for me are, it's like it'll be either one or the other. Either like, ooh, that's a cool chassis, but that motor kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Or like, damn, that's a dope motor, and they never really put it in anything good.
right.
And then the end.
Kind of like the Taurus SHO motor.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. Like the end, the landmark that I usually end up at is like, yeah, I guess the stuff that motor did come with isn't bad or something.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, Hellcat motor. You could put that in all sorts of shit. And then by the end, it's like, yeah, wide body Challenger. Though.
Yeah. That seems to be the one.
It's like, it's like that's pretty solid.
Everything but a van. The only thing cooler would be a van.
I truly think a Hellcat van is
We,
like,
we can make it happen.
yeah, rear drive.
We've got
Yeah.
we've got the van.
Yeah, like Dodge van.
Now we just need the minor detail of the motor
and to put it in.
and to someone to put it in.
and
Yeah.
to fabricate.
It's called Nathan.
Yeah. That's sup Nathan. Yeah, that would be pretty dope. I haven't seen anyone, at least in this country, maybe it exists elsewhere, but like
Maybe,
a
yeah.
pretty badass like rear drive, like full
Van.
body.
We saw that.
van.
We saw that VW bus with a STI motor in it.
Yeah, that's
And,
That's been done a few times.
Yeah.
That's not
not as cool as a Hellcat motor
No.
in a big mid-sized Dodge
Yeah.
van. But
Racing
yeah.
van.
Yeah, scat van,
Damn.
hell van, whatever.
There's a local guy. I haven't seen it in person, but he put an LS
Van
motor
Cat.
in a FRS, and like besides that, everything's completely stock.
I think that is cool.
Yeah, that's sweet.
And I think it's just like a reliable daily driver now. It's just
Yeah.
got way more power.
The LS is such a like.
Yeah, it's been
just
been
kinda-
done in everything.
Yeah, it just kind of like takes the wind out of it. It's like, oh, what motor is it? Oh, LS. It's like, that's not cool, but I don't know. Like M3 motor in an FRS.
right.
Fuck. If you wanted to spend like 2 or 3 times as much as an LS
Yeah.
and have worse
Just for that cool factor.
have worse performance and reliability.
Damn Taurus SHO motor though. That's a pretty good one to like.
Yeah, needs to be
Pretty fucking exotic motor and like
Right.
very unexotic. Like only there was no other car that came in.
Shogun.
But that was more like a home. That was like a what do they make like 5 of those?
But it's a transaxle, right? It's got to be like a front drive. like
yeah, and people that put them in rear wheel, you have to
really?
like get like an Aerostar bell house. Like people have done it.
The problem with that motor is like, as cool as it is, it's like 200 and something horsepower.
Yeah, by today's standards,
20
it's not that special.
It looks sweet.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
I haven't played Forza in a while, but I remember like Forza 4 had the option to swap a motor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had that.
They still, I don't know how deep. It's not like you can pick. I think you just pick like, oh, it's a V6 or a V8.
Yeah,
right?
usually, yeah.
You pick the type of. It's not in a specific motor.
No, because they're usually the licensing.
That's true.
Well, another thing that made me think of this, I forget what forum I was on researching something. I was trying to fix something. And it's very common on forums for people to just sort of like muse about this stuff.
Yeah.
Like a whatever.
Bloviate.
Yeah. Like a 240SX forum or something kind of popular. One of those like popular chassis. But has anyone ever put like a Q45 V8 in one of these? And so it's like, that's kind of common. But it's also super common for people to be like, one of them. You know, they'll be like, oh, like
this user,
like J-Max, or like some guy. They'll like refer to some guy, and they'll be like, it's been done.
We just don't know about it.
Like, it's been done. It's just like, it's not documented, but there's like a picture of one of these like mounted.
Yeah,
in a 240SX.
The pictures from like 1999.
It's like,
and the user's gone like ghost since
then.
then.
Like they never talked about it. It's like, it's been done. Like,
all the photo bucket links are broken.
Yeah, it's like a shop did it. And then like the other super common thing is like, with enough time and money, anything can be done. It's like every fucking, the first like automatic reply.
How much money do you want to spend?
Yeah, has anyone ever put like a 6-speed with enough time and money? Yeah, that's not what I'm fucking asking. Like, shut the fuck up. If you have enough money. It's like every fucking time. Seriously, it's like super common. Well, it depends on your budget. It's like, oh, God.
How much do you want to spend?
How much do you want to spend? It's like, I hate that shit. But yeah, I was just kind of laughing about that because I came across something like that accidentally. It was like, has anyone ever put a V8 in a G35? It's like, a shop in Japan did. it's just like one person once, apparently. And it's like, that's not fucking helpful. That's not helping.
Legend says.
Yeah, it totally is. It's like, apparently the wiring was hard.
Yeah.
It's like,
all documentation was lost in the fire.
Has anyone ever put the
prototype,
the like V10 out of an M5 into the like whatever, a 1 series, like one shop in Germany. It also made me think though, like on the topic of forums, like if you're on a forum long enough, you start to kind of learn some of the people. I haven't been on a forum regularly in a while, so I don't
even know if they still have.
They're still out there.
Yeah,
they're still out there. They're just kind of even more tight knit.
It's usually like when you go to one, like whatever, like the most popular section will be. It'll be like, last post was like 3 days ago or something. It's like it used to be like last post was 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. There's still traffic.
Yeah.
But like the thing that always cracks me up is there's like two just kind of like always the same characters on there. And one is just like the punching bag. There'll just be like the guy no one likes, but he's like frequently posting on there. It'll be like, well, like shut the fuck up, Thrasher, or whatever. Like they'll just have their little like quibbles. And then the other one that cracks me up on forums is the guy who's just decided or is just like the most knowledgeable person.
He's been anointed.
Yeah, it's like a Saturn forum, and he was like a mid-level manager there in like the 90s, and so he just has all these. He's always writing.
He has like a house in New Hampshire with like 30 of them.
Yeah, it's like that guy, and he's like keeping the community going. Because you can like get parts from him, and he just fucking knows everything. It's like, oh, why don't you?
He just committed himself.
Yeah,
it is like it's now his life is these cars, and if you need, he's got like 50 parts cars, and if you need like a sun visor, he's got it. Or something.
His legacy that he's leaving behind.
It totally is, and like he knows everything. Well, that's the 92 block; those were like sand cast and stuff. It's like it's a weakness. It's like holy fuck!
It's almost like the forum will die with him.
It's seriously,
or just this whole car like enthusiast scene.
The whole
we ran out of parts because Jerry isn't alive anymore.
The whole following is that.
These damn kids just fucking salvaged all the left cars.
Yeah, car
Didn't know what he
forums-
had.
Car forums are kind of it's sad to watch them go because whatever the replacement is, just kind of like Facebook groups or whatever. It's like,
It's not the same.
it's very much not the same. Yeah.
My favorite thing about forums or any of that, even if it's not car related, it always seemed like there would be like one or two guys that like talked about how important they are.
What do you mean?
Just like in general, like, oh, I'm traveling to wherever, like they kind of make themselves up to be like big shots.
Oh yeah, there's always.
But like they're constantly fucking posting on a forum, talking to strangers. Like, how much fucking time do you have to like constantly like communicate with complete strangers? But you're like a fucking heavy, like big shooter.
Yeah, there's a BMW forum I used to read. I kind of don't anymore. But there are people like that, like, oh, I've already got my pre-order place for the new like M5 competition, and it's like 73,000 posts.
Like, it's like I'm looking forward to getting it when I get back from my summer in France.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing all day? You're writing these like long-winded critiques.
It's fucking
talking to total
I
strangers.
was invited to like a private unveiling event of the new 8 series. Yeah, I'm just gonna like argue on this forum.
I'm a very high-powered businessman.
Yeah, I have 16,000 karma points.
I also have lots of free time.
I also like to yell at people about cars.
He upgrades to the Wi-Fi on the airplane, so
Damn,
he can
he
fucking
must.
pull out his laptop
Must be
and
what it is.
get some posts under his belt.
Yeah. Anyways, forums. We miss them.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. I guess not. Okay. Speaking of not forums,
There we go.
new cars. Here's a phenomenon that you now get to experience as a pedestrian.
Yeah. Well, I think it's required now that all new cars have to have a backup camera.
Like as
I
of
think.
whatever, 2017.
Something like
or
that. Yeah.
something.
Like I think every single car sold has one.
Standard.
By law.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny when you're either walking or driving through a parking lot and you see a car like with its backup lights come on.
Yeah.
And like lately I always kind of like calculate like, does that guy have a backup camera? Like, does he see me?
Right.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like looking like, what's that? Like it's an 09.
Yeah.
Wait, is that Alexa? Is
Yeah,
that
those
optional?
lights.
Like, was that
Yeah,
standard?
yeah.
Like you're like going through all this as you're like driving up towards him as he's back. This guy sees me, right?
Yeah, one thing I'll usually do, like when I'm walking to a store and someone's backing up in a parking lot, if I know it's a new car and I see the parking sensors on it, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And I'll just like go, and I know it's just like lighting up in their car. Like, and it's like, fuck it. This thing's gonna like auto brake. Like,
Like I'll be driving and I'll see like backup lights come on. And if it's like a 98 Cutlass or something, like, oh fuck, I'm stopping. Like this guy does not see me.
He's
like,
going for it.
This guy does not have a backup camera.
He's moving. He's moving quick. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, sometimes you don't have a lot of time to make those calculations as you like consult your in-brain card database.
Encyclopedia. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're like Ford Fiesta. Does that have one?
It's low res.
Yeah, as it like plows in.
That screen? Is he seeing me get crushed right now?
Yeah, I think it's only like a 3-inch screen and like way in the dash.
What's the viewing angle on that screen?
Do you remember some Toyotas had it like in the rear view mirror?
Yeah, the 5th gen Camaro was like that.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
One.
It's like a tiny fucking. I guess it works. I don't know. I've never used it.
I kind of liked it.
It's not a bad idea.
I like that a lot. The screen just sucked.
Well, some cars now have like the full fucking digital
rear view mirror.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just like a view out of a camera.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can change it, but
yeah, I have
it's
not
pretty cool.
yet driven a car that has that. I like it though. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Feeling that.
It's a good spot.
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of new cars, I don't know how much ammo we have for this because we didn't really like do a bunch of research, but
Shocking.
yeah. Well, I guess one thing I was noticing, and I think you put this on the list, right? Volvo S90.
I did, yeah.
So the Volvo S90. Here's a picture
I honestly
of one.
don't even know what one of these looks like.
It's just
Hold on. Can I just say that Volvo is one of those brands that like I don't have the capacity to fucking
you're maxed
include
out.
Volvo in like
as a
anything.
car manufacturer.
Just like
You've made the decision.
I know they're expensive
Yeah.
and they're like nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other than that, I don't give two flying fucks about like Volvo.
Yeah, they have like a 5-cylinder. It's like you don't know anything about it.
Like I know they have like a kind of cool looking wagon,
Yeah.
and that's like the extent of my knowledge about Volvo.
Yeah, I don't know a ton about them either. but like
It's a weird
people
weird
seem
car.
to like them. Or it's like, oh, the new, like they do look neat. Some of them,
Yeah.
like their wagons. Yeah, sure. They're like the new whatever wagon is
Right.
coming, and it's like, oh, cool,
And
but it's
like
not enough for me.
And it's like 50 grand.
it's not enough for me to like learn.
Yeah. I just don't have this. I don't have the time for
I
all
don't
that.
know the space. Well, the S90 is. I saw a new one for the first time like a couple weeks ago, and it was behind me, and I was like,
Damn.
that looks fucking dope.
The front end
Like,
looks pretty solid.
It looks amazing. Yeah, it was like this is quite a direction they've gone with this thing.
I see what you're talking about. Okay.
and then it passes you.
Yeah, and then it passed. Well, this part of that front end, what it made me think is, I think a couple of podcasts ago I was saying like, oh, car design's getting so extreme. My suspicion is that the pendulum will swing the other way, and it will become more. It'll become more restrained going forward. And when I saw that and like new Audis, it's like, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Right.
Like I'm starting to see it play out where it's like, it's future looking, it's new looking, but it's
Kind of classy.
fresh,
Restrained.
Anyways, the thing, it passed me, and the rear end's like fucking
What?
wah, wah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
So
ugh. It's like one of the best looking front ends I'd seen.
The rear end looks like one of those like mid 2000s like computer animation commercials, like design cars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
You can make this.
Yeah, it's
come
like
to this
a-
institute of whatever.
Yeah, it's like a private college that has like an auto design class, and that's like the generic.
transportation
Yeah,
design.
it's like the kid sketching that thing on his the design that no one will ever buy off on because it sucks. Yeah, it's
This-
just like
This angle looks fucking like a Dodge fucking Stratus.
yeah,
Freaking
weak.
Yeah.
It's pretty weak. And so it just it was making me think about how common it is for that thing. Like I kind of feel that way about the new Accord too. It's like killer front end and side profile. And then the taillights are like, eh.
But at least that's a fairly cheap car.
It is a cheap car, but it's just stuff like that.
S90
where
is
it's
fucking
like,
expensive, right? That's
Yeah,
like a
it is.
flagship.
It starts at like 65 or something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rare to see a car where it's like every angle on that thing is killer. It's like it's so rare. There's always like, oh, that's amazing, that's amazing,
I
that's
just want to turn
amazing.
this around so you guys can.
Yeah. We're looking at the same.
I know, but
photo.
this is especially.
Yeah.
That angle looks very like rental.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty rental car esque. Anyways, it just made me think about like what is going on in these design studios. Like I don't know the process.
It's like they start designing the car at the front, and by the time they get to the back,
deadline.
they like ran out of budget or something. Like,
Or
whoa,
it makes me wonder if it's like, do they pitch a bunch of different front ends and a bunch of different rears,
and then just pick the two
and
favorite,
then they just start like debating all of them? Or
yeah,
is
because
it
like no design elements of the rear match anything else in the car.
And I think the thing too is cars will often have a corporate front where it's like, oh, that's a new Chevy,
Right.
Or like that's a new Kia or something, BMW. But they rarely have like a corporate rear,
Right.
Like the rear is just like more often than not, a car will have a good looking front end and like a dumb looking rear. And I don't know what the deal is, if it's like they put their B team on the rear design or whatever. The interns do the rear,
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare in my book to are you texting images?
I'm just saving that so I can remember.
Yeah, thanks.
So I don't forget. That way everyone can see the same image that you guys just saw.
Okay, there's no way we could have found that after the fuck.
It's a rare angle.
Yeah, it's only like the third photo when you fucking search
Yeah,
for.
thanks for. I'm glad one of us is on it.
Just don't look at the photo above it.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Anyways, there's just a few cars like that. Kia Stinger.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid one. It's usually the rear.
The Stinger's
honestly.
not like either of them is bad. It just looks like they're not cohesive.
Yeah. It's both cohesive and it just looks like a lack of effort. I think the new Supra rear is really good.
It's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like it seems like a few cars will have like a signature rear end look.
Yeah.
Like Corvettes kind of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
You expect the rear to follow previous generation, or at least the like.
But so many of the other cars look like the Grand Theft Auto. Like this car is supposed to be like an Audi. So
Yeah.
like make it look kind of like an Audi, but like not. It can't be an Audi.
Yeah.
but like
Close enough.
You like use some parts from different cars and kind of mix it together.
Yeah, that's how I feel about new Hyundai stuff. Because didn't they literally like take one of the Audi designers?
I think most of their
Yeah.
designers
They just like
and engineers
poached
are
a
all-
bunch of
yeah,
stuff.
German.
It's just like, yeah, no shit, it looks European. They're just stealing. They're just literally repackaging what they
do it again.
what they did at their old job.
Yeah.
It's super funny. I mean, they look fine, but yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's rare. It's rare where there's that car where it's just.
I
Like,
wonder what would happen if you went back to like 1999 and went to fucking BMW and said like, yeah, in 20 years from now, like all the best BMW engineers are gonna be working for Hyundai. They'd be like, oh, it's so funny. They're making like these fucking super high, like Hyundais were like total shit back then.
yeah, they're gonna be neck and
you
neck
tell
with
funny
you.
joke.
Yeah, they're gonna be neck and neck. Yeah,
They're gonna hire your best men.
they're gonna poach them away. Okay, speaking of new cars, we were in like Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot or something. You remember that?
Wait,
This is like a couple months ago, and this like fairly
okay.
new Accord drove past. You remember?
it was like a 14 or 15.
Yeah, it was like
something that.
within the last 5
Yeah.
years, maybe. So it was like pretty new car and reliable
Right.
car.
Yeah.
It's a Honda. And it was making this terrible noise. It was like a lifter was bent.
Something
It was just
something was not right.
It was like and it's like, this is a new car. It's like it happens. Every once in a while there's a new car that's like super shitty already.
I wonder if it's just like pure neglect.
I really don't know because I've seen cars, I've seen FRSs with like yellowed headlights,
Oh yeah.
and like all fucked up, like mismatched wheels. It's like, how did this happen so quickly? How did you have that bad of a childhood?
Did you go off the rail?
How could you be that abusive? to
How
that?
did you be that? It's like, and you do hear about horror stories of people who like didn't know they had to change the oil
Yeah.
in car. You know, like came into the shop and like the oil was.
I know you needed to put gas in it, but you also have to do something with the oil too.
Yeah, like the
I
oil-
remember some horror story from a mechanic friend talked about how a woman came in because her car was making a weird noise, and she thought,
Bro, you
that-
don't have to say woman. You can just say person.
okay, so it's a person.
gotta be more woke.
A person of the female gender came in.
Jeez. Just got even worse.
She thought when you filled up the oil, like you literally kept pouring oil into the top of the engine until
to
you
the
could
brim.
see the oil at the brim.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And then she drove it.
And a lot of smoke was coming out, and she didn't know why.
Shocking.
They fixed it. I
No,
didn't
they're
like-
just like, you need a whole new motor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that would just be. What would
motor's-
that even do? You'd
I
have
topped it off.
Yeah, just topped off.
You just have oil squirting out of every like
yeah.
orifice. Yeah, that's nuts, man. Poor cars. Some cars just get dealt a rough hand in life. But yeah, I don't know. I always laugh like,
I don't know what's worth like pure neglect or like horrible fucking mods.
oh,
Because like when you see like
that's one for the audience.
when you see like a cool car, performance car, like crap, like really shittily modded.
Yeah.
Is that a word? Whatever.
Poorly.
Poorly.
Poorly is also
shittily.
Shittily.
crappily is
crappily
debatable.
modded. Anyways, you're like, oh man, I feel bad for that car. Like you're just like, man, someone got a hold of that thing.
That car didn't deserve that.
Yeah. It could have had such a better life.
That car deserves some dignity.
It didn't need that. Yeah, it didn't need to go out like that.
Yeah, it's got like a no fat bitches like sticker on it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, that's too bad.
Poor thing.
You always like think of like the engineer of that car when you see like, man, imagine if you saw what someone did to his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I always like speaking of modded cars, is when you'll go somewhere and like it often happens at auto parts stores like Kragen or O'Reilly or something. It'll be like in the back of the parking lot is like the dudes who work there.
Yeah.
It's always this like super ragtag group of like modified.
There's always like an '07 Civic Si just like sitting on the fucking ground.
yeah, it'll just be like they're like reasonably clean and modified, but like, you know, it's just like,
The clear coat's starting to fade a little bit.
yeah. Or you'll be at like a Panda Express and see
Oh,
the
yeah.
same thing. And
Yeah.
it's like one of the like cooks is like super into
Yeah, there's
cars.
always like a lot of like the Asian restaurants, like, you know, a lot of the Asian guys that work there are like into cars.
Yeah.
You can always like see like, oh, that's where it's like the employee. There's always like, an FRS and like a Civic.
Yeah,
Like
right.
They always park next to each other.
Back corner. Yeah, they're all backed in and stuff. And there'll be like two shitty ones and then like a newer WRX.
The manager.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that one's the manager. Or you just like way overspent.
Squad.
Yeah, the squad.
We make fun of it, but we used to do that. Like we worked at the pizza place.
Yeah,
It used to be us.
100%. Except mine had a pizza delivery sign on it.
Yeah. I'm sure it's the same thing at like a Pizza Hut in the South. There's like
Yeah.
a bunch of like Fox bodies.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
paying for mods with
Blazers.
those tips. Yeah, pretty sweet. Okay, speaking of questionable mods, here's a phenomenon that you often see: dumped cars,
Or at least that's what they appear like.
possibly.
I actually saw this on the way over here and I tried to take a picture, but the car turned before I could. But it was like
Damn.
a brand new or like very new Chevy Malibu,
Yeah.
just fucking sedan. But it was like fucking dumped, like squatting like hard.
Right.
Front and back.
While moving.
The back was like a little bit lower.
Yeah.
So you think it's just
Front.
like the trunk's fully
No,
loaded up with shit or
I saw
something?
next to it, and there was like a lot of human beings
Oh, okay.
inside this car,
Okay.
and probably
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff in the trunk too.
Yeah. I see.
But it is kind of funny when you see like a modern car
Yeah.
that's just like so. It's like sitting like 2 to 3 inches lower
Then
it
it
should
should be.
normal. It's
Yeah.
just like there's a lot of fucking weight in that car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
or it's modified.
Yeah, there's always parties like, wait, did someone just fucking like
Yeah.
dump their like whatever Buick Rendezvous, whatever?
Yeah, they're regal.
Yeah, but it's usually not. Usually it's just like full of people. It's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's a business conference and they rented it and they put like 6 people on all their luggage.
Yeah,
in
their
it.
luggage is just at its max.
I was just
weight.
gonna say, like, have you ever noticed that at the airport though? Is when you see that like pull up and then all the people get out and they take out all the luggage, you can just see the back end of the car slowly
back up.
rising. Or if like when people get out of the car and there's like an instant relief of like an inch or two, you're just like,
Like
damn.
cars and settles. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was
Interesting.
like always like a party's like, man, did someone just
Yeah, like when
fucking,
you
like,
come up on it,
did someone
is
just
that
put,
thing
someone put that
loaded?
shit on bags?
Yeah.
Something. It's like usually not.
Is that thing dumped? It's like no. There are some cars too that what happens to them when they just ride like that? Is that what happens when a shock blows out or something? Like you ever seen that on like older GM cars used to do that a lot, or like Fords, like a early 2000 Taurus would just be like fucking dumped.
Oh, I think no, that was
When
like
a shock blows out.
Are you talking about like the Lincoln, like Mark 8?
No,
or
that.
whatever?
Oh yeah, that's another
Where,
one.
where the,
There's
the factory air suspension would broke and it'd just
Yeah.
be like fucking laid out like permanently.
That's another good one, like a Mercedes.
Yeah.
That's another sweet one. It's like I'm not fixing that.
Yeah, those Mark 8s are pretty dope though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those things are pretty sweet.
They had the, like-
or Mark 7.
Or what?
Oh,
was
no,
it
Mark 8.
Was
No,
it
no, you're
Mark
right.
something? I can't read it.
But it had that like the 32 valve.
Yeah, the
motor in it.
Cobra.
Yeah, those things are pretty sweet.
Damn.
But yeah, those suspensions are always blown out. They're always fucking. I assume the people driving them are like, this doesn't look too bad.
It's really impractical, but it looks. At least it looks cool.
I'll get to it eventually. Yeah, blown
Yeah,
out.
we'll
like
try to
air
have John find a
suspension.
picture of one of those. It shouldn't
Right.
be too hard to find.
Yeah.
With a
Yeah, with a balloon.
Yeah, here's a blown out Mark 8, Mark 7, whatever the fuck. it
Mark
is.
something.
I guess it's similar, and maybe they do have air suspension. I feel like I've seen a few cars where it's just like it's on like the bump
It's just
stop.
just sagging.
Yeah, I don't know if like the spring just like gives up.
I can't do this
It
anymore.
just commits suicide and just lays down on itself or what. Yeah, I'm not sure. Looks fucking sweet though. It looks
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good look.
Damn.
Okay. License plate frames.
Oh, this is a good one.
That's so
This is
weird.
Passionate.
Yeah. Hit it.
So, what are you guys' feelings on license plate frames?
I have mixed feelings.
I'm not a fan.
I have mixed feelings.
Yeah, my thing is I've bought a lot of cars, new cars.
Yeah.
And usually the first thing I do, at least when I get the plates, is take off the
License plate frame.
Yeah.
and just like throw it away or stack it in the garage.
Ron Duprat, whatever.
Right.
you know.
And it's always weird. I always think it's weird when people leave them on.
Yeah.
I think it just comes out of a place of not caring.
That's mine. Because I don't remember what was on there, but I took my M5 to get service somewhere and they put their,
They just
that's
like,
a common thing.
They just like threw it on there.
yeah, you'll go in for service. And
Right.
as long as it's not like a custom thing, they'll
Yeah.
just put theirs on
Right,
instead. Just kind of a little shady.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I'm not like
But I
Free
saw it
fucking
on there,
advertisement.
and I was like, eh. And it's like, it's still on there. And it's in the fucking M5 video. It's like,
Yeah.
Valley Motor
Oh, I
Works.
think I
or
remember
whatever.
that.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, I just gave them some free advertising. But it's laziness. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to put something like M. Like, you know, those
I mean,
like,
I usually just take mine off and have none.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I take it all off completely.
But the funniest thing is when people buy their car at one of those really shitty used car dealers.
Yeah.
The ones like easy credit auto sales or
Yeah.
whatever. And they just fucking.
Or like Car Bros.
Oh, we have.
The actual
Did we talk
dealership?
about car bros?
No, maybe we
Well,
should.
Now's a good time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this is pretty recent, right? Like within.
I would say within like
A
2
year.
years, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was after we started.
So when
Already
I don't even remember. Like when we started Car Bros,
Yeah,
we just like, oh, let's call it Car Bros. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was basically the,
the end of
it.
the thought
Yeah.
process.
And I think I'm sure we Googled it. Is there anything else called
Yeah,
Car
the
Bros?
only time the term car bros was used is like often kind of like a term of endearment.
Right,
Like
like-
often on like Facebook or something, people would ask a question like,
Right.
"Hey, car bros, like,
I have a question for
what
you.
new
like-
car should I get?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you Googled it, that would come up.
Right.
Like just
But it
random.
wasn't like a free. It wasn't like
Yeah,
a
no one
name.
had. Yeah, no one had.
But now
yeah.
there is.
Lo and behold.
I think it's in Lomita, California, South Bay, Southern
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
There's like one of those used car
car-
dealers,
yeah.
and it's called Car Bros Automotive.
yeah.
Right? Isn't it automotive?
I think so.
And like it's isn't that the top thing that comes up now? Does it come up above?
I don't know if it comes up above. It might. It might.
verify
find
that,
up,
John.
I'll find up right.
It might.
But anyways, like we've made fun of it. Quite
No, Final Race is the top hit.
Yeah, well,
now.
still, they're nipping at our heels.
We're holding on.
Yeah.
But we were like looked at their website and they have all these like testimonials and like photos of people that have bought cars and it's like, thanks, Car Bros.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet because it's just kind of like
an
a,
09 Altima.
yeah, it's just kind of like a janky used
Yeah.
car.
My credit was messed up and you guys helped me.
Yeah, but they bought carbros.com
Oh fuck.
and now they're
Shit. Remember we I wonder what they paid for it.
I don't know. Well, I tried to buy it. Carbros.com was on. It was taken before
Someone was squatting it.
Yeah, someone was squatting on it. I read something that was like 70% of websites are just squatted on.
That makes sense.
Which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Most sites, if you go to them, like they're taken, but they're squatted.
Mm-hmm.
And so we own carbros.net. We've never done anything with it, but we also own carbors.com.
Now that has some legs.
Which is pretty sweet. But yeah, carbros.com, it was on GoDaddy and it was like for sale for $500. And I was like,
Was it that cheap?
yeah. And I was
Oh
like,
damn.
I was like, I don't want to fucking pay.
We were poor back then.
Yeah.
That was,
Well, also it's like,
that was back when we didn't have a Patreon or anything.
no, this was like very early.
Yeah.
And it's just like if the website is not taken, a website is like $10.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like
If
free,
no one's
essentially.
thought of it.
Yeah. And so it was like someone was squatting on it and they're like for sale for $500. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking pay $500.
Yeah, you're like, what do we need a website for?
Yeah. And so I ended up emailing the guy outside of GoDaddy. I was just like, would you be interested in selling your website or something? And after I emailed that, it came off GoDaddy for sale, and he was like $5,000.
But, oh, yeah,
Because
that's
I
right,
think
that's right.
because we'd
He's like-
already been
he's
going.
Like, oh, I got a bite.
Yeah, because I think we had been going for a few years, and so it showed up. as
Right.
a thing.
He looked.
Yeah, and I was like, "What? Like, wasn't it on GoDaddy for 500?" He's like, "No, that was he actually wrote like that was some silly boy," which I don't know what he.
You should try to find those emails.
Yeah, maybe I'll dig that up. It's like that was just some silly boy. I was like $5,000. I was like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Because honestly, these days, a website it doesn't.
Right.
No one gives a shit about a website, and even if they do, you usually drive traffic to it
From something
through
else.
social media or something. So
Yeah.
like the name really doesn't matter. So I don't really care. But these guys bought it.
Yep.
They,
Car Bros Automotive.
They paid the
bought-
big bucks.
Yeah, they went for it. They went hard. So
Damn.
that's a bummer.
Yeah, I remember you guys notified me of that, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how much traffic we've driven to their site.
I know.
Yeah, I think they owe us.
Yeah, I think so. I agree.
Maybe they'll cut us a deal on it.
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, at the least, we could get a Altima or something. Cobalt. Check out their Cobalt inventory.
I'm looking at them on Google Maps, and they got a lot of high-end cars, bro. They got some S classes.
Oh,
they got a
working their way
6
up.
Series. I think.
damn.
I see a Porsche.
Working their
What's
way
the
up.
Panamera?
Damn.
Thanks, Car Bros.
Thanks, Car Bros.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
Class action lawsuit.
Yeah. We should do like a video about a spoof dealership. Something that like makes them look bad.
It's super sketchy.
Yeah, something that's like super like bad advertising.
Jack
for them.
Diamond runs the dealership.
Yeah, Carbros used cars for sale. Like something that like looks
Pre-owned.
like, yeah. That'd be so sweet. I just always like fantasize about going to court in those situations. Well, I don't know. We've been operating for about 3 more years than them. I don't really have a leg to stand on. So, but yeah, did you make the point about people who buy a car from those places?
Yeah,
And then they leave it on.
yeah, like so they'll leave. Yeah, a lot
License
of
plate frames.
them. Yeah, a lot of anyway, back to license. So a lot of them they'll just advertise like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
just leave
not-
it on.
it's not
free
even- it's not
advertisement
even
for,
like-
yeah.
Whatever Anaheim Chevy or whatever. It'll be like low cost auto sales or like value something. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
I'm like
no credit needed.
yeah, and they'll just fucking leave it. Like
Yeah, that is pretty
that. Like
bad.
I guess that's just like not even fucking caring.
Yeah,
right?
you just super don't care.
But it's like not only are you like advertising, giving the dealer free advertising, you're like saying like, yeah, my credit's kind of fucked.
I probably should.
This is all I could
I
afford.
probably shouldn't be driving this thing. I have a variable interest rate on my Cobalt.
I also like the dealers that put like the vinyl stickers on the back of the like next to the badge.
Oh yeah.
Like I know CarMax is like the biggest one.
Remember when I told you to take your CarMax frame off?
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah.
I was like, take that shit off.
Oh, I
bro.
did it like the second I got home. I think I took a picture of it before I drove home.
It's not soon
And
enough.
sent it to you.
And I was like,
And you were like, you better fucking take that license
that.
plate
don't let
frame
people know
up.
you bought that shit pre-owned.
Yeah.
It's not a baller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta look new on that, or look brand new.
I think I remember. I don't remember if it was someone did it as a joke or I just saw. I think I remember one time I saw like a '91 or something Toyota Corolla, but the license plate frame was like Rolls Royce of Beverly Hills or something.
That's pretty
And I was
solid,
like,
yeah.
damn, that's a
pretty
good move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 4Runner still has its like Dublin Toyota, like its original plates from like 20 years ago, or its original.
I guess sometimes if they're old enough, it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like sometimes you'll see like
I think it's cool.
actual classic cars will have like a dealer that like
Doesn't exist.
a brand and a
anymore.
dealer that doesn't even exist.
Yeah.
Ron Yanko's.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing.
I like how dealerships even sell license plate frames. Like you can go to like the parts department, and they always have that like janky shit on the wall that you can buy.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, you don't have one already?
Oh, really?
Here, you could buy one.
Usually they just give them to you.
Oh, I don't know. I've seen ones for
I know like guys in
literally for
Japan
sale.
would like
Right.
take those in volume because it's like very U.S. looking to have
Yeah.
a
Right.
Huntington Beach Honda thing
Right.
in Japan on your whatever.
God, dealership like parts, accessories, whatever the
Stores,
shit
yeah.
is that they sell.
Yeah, like the keychains and shit like that.
Yeah, it's like the accessories. And they're always all like dusty.
It's like,
and
do you want a
shit.
Volkswagen Polo shirt?
Yeah, like they're just so weird and like bad.
Like who buys that?
Someone must be buying them, but yeah, it'll be like a jacket with like a weird logo on it or something.
Do you guys ever like feel bad when you go to one of those places and buy something that's super cheap? And you don't feel bad, but you feel like
What do you mean?
what? I remember when I was working on the Dart, like I had to go get something from the Dodge dealer.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a gasket or something, and it's like, okay, like I'm gonna have to look, and like, oh, we don't have this. We're gonna have to get this from another. Like the guy's like doing all this work.
When you like force the supply chain to move for your like,
and he's like, oh, do we have that?
you're
Like,
like-
oh, I think it might be a different number. Let me look that up. And like,
Yeah, it's like
the guy
$3.
spent, and then he's like, okay, so your total is going to be $279.
Yeah.
And we'll have that here in about 3 days. You're just like, damn.
And we're gonna fly a new one in from North Carolina. It's gonna be the only thing on this plane. Yeah, I do that sometimes because like I actually like replacing trim in cars because like stupid shit'll break. Like, oh, the like center console, like whatever thing
Right.
got like nasty, and a lot of times it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that shit
OEM
is
parts.
made to be replaced. It'll be like $20 and you'll have a new like center console cup holder
Right.
area or something. It's like, yeah, that's totally worth it. But yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's like they're never going to be in stock.
Right.
So it's like a whole thing and they finally get it. It's like,
Yeah. I remember like when I
yeah.
worked at that like tuner shop,
Right.
Yeah.
auto parts place in college.
Yeah.
And like, it was such a pain in the ass because like the cheapest stuff was also the stuff that took the most time. Like half the time, be like selling like wheels,
Right.
like wheels and tires. Like that was, he's like, what kind do you want? Well,
Yeah.
there, okay, it's like $900.
Yeah.
And then you get the guy that come in like, okay, I need like this ARP head stud for the, and it's like, I think it's this, but like, can you call them? And it's like, dude,
it's the V6.
Yeah, it's like,
but it's the refresh.
This part
model.
is like $9. And like, I'm gonna spend like 20 minutes. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I need the like upgraded like oil pan gasket from whoever.
But can you call them and make sure that it's the right one?
Can you confirm? Can you make sure it's the Kevlar one and not the? It's like, oh man.
Can you verify that it'll fit like the 96?
Yeah, you have like
mine's a 97.
You have like a 3.5% margin on it. Phone's like ringing off the hook. This guy's in there for an hour trying to get you.
Yeah, I'm sure that. I mean, I'm sure that's the case across all retail business.
Yeah, right. Okay. Here's a little off-topic thing. Let me just bring it home here.
Icing on the
As if Pink Ladies or whatever the
Pink Pantherz with a Z.
Pink Pantherz.
Pink Pantherz.
I don't know if other people are going to resonate with this, but I'm going to talk about it.
You're gonna breach the subject.
I don't really care. Yeah. Websites are doing this thing now. It's kind of common where I suspect there's a number of reasons they do it, but one of them ultimately is so that they can sell more advertising.
Mm-hmm. That seems to be the case for just about
That's
everything.
just like generally what's going on the internet. But it'll be a website that's like, it's a fairly big website and it's like working fine.
Yeah.
And they'll come out with a complete redesign of the website. It's like our fresh new look.
Yeah.
Like first they'll be like beta. Like, do you want to beta test our new look or whatever? And it's like, fine. Or like, no. Usually for me, it's like, no, I don't care. And it's usually just like different and like dumb.
It's not like easier to use.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, "We're rolling it out," and it's like, do you still want the old option? And it's like,
yes.
It's clear that the majority of people just use the old option, and then it's like the path is like they'll get more and more aggressive of like trying to make you.
Are you sure you want to go back to the outdated?
Yeah, it'll be like they keep trying to make you use the new version of the site because they clearly put a shitload of effort into it, but it's not actually like any better, really.
Yeah, I can't remember if I talked about like a lot of like forums are like that now. It's like, do you want to go to the mobile version?
Do you want to try this? It's like, no.
And it's like, are you sure you want to go back to like the non-enhanced version? And like, yes, I am.
Yeah.
And now like it won't even let you.
Yeah, it won't even let you, or they'll like hide it. Yeah, Reddit did that, and YouTube. If you're a YouTube like creator, the YouTube creation thing, it was like, try the new one, and then eventually it was like,
here's the new one.
It was just like, here's the new one,
into the new one,
but you could still get to the old one.
Yeah, it just took a little bit of effort.
You just had to like get to it. And now what they'll do is when you go to the old one, it's like, why don't you like the new one? And they like put a survey in front of you.
It's like, why aren't you using the new one? It's like, because it fucking sucks.
Which clearly means that like most people, enough people are not using it to where they're trying to like survey them.
Yeah.
And then there were sections of the site where like I was going to it and they're like, on Friday, you're going to be forced for one day only to use the new version. Just one day.
Just one day, I swear.
And so it was like Friday came and went. And now after Friday, it takes you to a page that says, soon you won't be able to use this page. Are you sure you want to
enjoy it while you can.
It's just like, I'm just picturing like whoever the manager in charge of that was. People just don't understand. Like they just
so much better.
Yeah, they're
so optimized.
It is kind of weird though. It's like, what do these websites do?
Yeah,
like they obviously aren't improving their product in such a way where people are happy about it. So it's like you're employing.
Like, what are you really going to fucking do? Like,
Yeah.
this works so much better.
Well, it's just making me laugh. Like in the case of YouTube, how many millions of dollars did they spend developing this new format?
no
this
one
new
wants.
dashboard. Yeah, and like I don't know what the benefit of it
It's
is.
like it's
either.
Google, so they it wasn't like two guys and like a skeleton team.
Yeah.
No, they fucking like invested some effort, and no one wants to use it. It's just like,
Please use it.
please use it. So yeah, I don't know why that's just like I've seen a number of sites do that where it's like
We should give Carbros a little shake up.
the new version is
The
here.
new Carbro.
Yeah, you can watch the old podcast, or you can watch the new one where we have like musical instruments for no reason. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways,
Solid.
it's a long way to say YouTube's redesign sucks. It's like you're a file sharing website. Like, just settle the fuck
Get off your
down.
fucking high.
Yeah, just sit the fuck down. Nobody wants to use you. You're just the only option. Like that's what it is. So I don't care who else comes along. I just love YouTube.
Yeah.
Nobody
Committed.
cares. Yeah, something else is gonna come along. It's like Comcast or like any of those like cable providers.
Yeah, it's like you're the only option in my area.
It's like everyone's going to dance on your grave when something better comes along. Like if you think you have any kind of like customer loyalty or allegiance.
Yeah, I'm just counting down the days till AT&T Fiber is like available in my network.
God, like any of that stuff. It's just like I can't wait to watch you guys burn. like you are not a loved company.
What our business practice is we punish our long-lasting users and try to entice new ones.
Oh, you were actually on a third tier of promotion that expired after 3.5 years. So your rates are going to go up again.
Yeah, that promotion is only for new customers, not for people that have been paying us for 10 years.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Right, man.
Fuck you.
Yeah, the fuck out of here. Okay, anyways. It's a little ranty rant. That Pink Panther went straight to your head.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was the
I
name
told
of
you
your-
it's
what
Pink
was the name of your
Pantherz
drink?
with a Z. I think it was called the birthday sex.
Oh, I thought
Sounds
that was
just
suit.
sounds delicious.
Oh yeah, all the names for their stuff is like kind of gross.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Well, mine was just, I was like, what's the closest thing to a caramel frappuccino
you
from
got-
Starbucks?
you got
And she
off
was like
easy.
the caramel frappuccino. And I was like, all right.
That is kind of funny when you go to a restaurant where it's, even if it's not like gross names or they have like some really fucking dumb name
Yeah.
for like I want like the
Freckle.
beaten banging club sandwich. And it's like I'll have the club sandwich.
Yeah.
Please.
yeah, you like leave off the
The stupid fucking
prefix.
name. You know, like, I'll have the buckaroo bites.
Yeah. I do like at Texas Roadhouse, I get the Kenny Chesney cooler or something like that.
Oh my god, we need to end this 5 minutes.
No shoes, no shirt, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hope you enjoyed this. Thank you again. Thanks to all our patrons. If you want to be a patron and you're confused as to how to do that, there's a link in the description below, or you can Google Carbo's Patreon. We are the one that has car videos and not the
Used
owned-
automotive.
Not the pre-owned
the
automobiles
06 Altima.
in the South Bay region of LA County.
Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you next week. Bye.
See ya.